but not yet. Okay.
Wait, didn't you?
I think we're good.
Might go around a little bit. What do you think? You good?
Yep.
At 6 o'clock, I'd like to call this meeting to order. I know it says 7. If you can, please stand and I'd like to welcome everyone. If you can, please stand and say the pledge of allegiance. The pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Requested to approve the agenda as presented. Madam President?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Anthony. Motion's made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. The next is the consent agenda. Does anyone have any questions on the consent agenda, which includes the approval of the accounts payable voucher listings and the review and approval of the minutes of the regular session on October 24th, 2025? And 10/24.
I would just like to point out, and I would make the recommendation to approve both the claims fund report and the minutes from the 10/24 session. Just wanted to point out, or not point out necessarily, just share with the board that talking with Baker Tilly about the bond sale through First Merchants, we're hoping everything is approved tomorrow. Looking to sell those bonds in early December for $600,000 was what was approved. It was approved, the board had approved earlier, 300 to 600. That's $600,000. Once we have that, 300 of it, or roughly 300, would be put back into rainy day because we've transferred to cover operations, just because the differences in tax draws. And then the other part will be doing the second grade classroom renovation at the elementary, as well as supporting the softball field completion as well.
So back to the consent agenda. If there are no questions, I'll assume there's consensus and we'll move on to recognition. We have spotlight recognition.
Mr. Gondel, our high school principal, is here, so I'll let him take over.
Sure. I'm excited to share tonight. We have a couple students. We'll start with Lila Knoll and Emma Simpola. Come on up.
Emma? Congratulations.
I'm going to share a little bit about Lila and Emma. They were part of the Delaware County Pride team. I had an opportunity to go to a Red Ribbon Breakfast in Muncie where they participated in front of a lot of administrators and law enforcement folks. The Pride Team is a group of dedicated teens from 8 local high schools across Delaware County who are committed to promoting positive choices, healthy lifestyles. Through engaging performance and outreach, they visit the elementary and middle schools in Delaware County. Pride Team members share important messages about topics such as bully prevention, making healthy decisions, and living a life free from substance misuse. Glenn and Emma joined their peers in presenting to thousands of students, teachers, administrators throughout the county, serving as positive role models and leaders for youth in our community. They did a fantastic job when we were there that day. Not only were they out that week in the different schools, they still had their school responsibilities. So they did a great job of working twice as hard that week to give to others and set a great example for the younger students in the county. So we were extremely proud of you, class act. They did a great job representing themselves, their family, and Daleville Junior Senior High School. So thank you.
Thank you.
Gotta get a picture.
Yeah.
And did either of you guys want to say anything about it? An experience?
You don't have to.
You want to do any little dances for
us?
They have a few.
Let her go first. Sorry. You're good. What, you don't want to do the pride for performance in here?
Thank you.
Thank you. They did
Great
not
job.
prepare for that.
Great job.
Although they do have it memorized.
Fellow Pride team member here, so I'm proud. I love it.
And then we also had Tabitha Knoll and Nicole Crabtree, which I think Nicole wasn't able to make it tonight.
No, she wasn't. I
But-
can take it for her.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So Mr. Reese wasn't able to be here tonight either. He's at the principals conference, but we wanted to recognize Ms. Knoll and Ms. Crabtree for their contribution for the food pantry. I believe raised over 7,000 pounds, served around 200 families. And I definitely am going to look to you to help maybe share about the event, but definitely appreciate that leadership and serving our community. So thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Ms. Knoll, can you share a little bit about the?
Oh, sure. So as far as the elementary, we are partnered with Second Harvest Food Bank and First Merchants for Second Harvest to bring, sorry, I'm like, to bring food to us and allow us to have a pantry for both the elementary and the high school, actually really anyone in Daleville, once a month. We do that this first Monday of every month. And then also, in addition to that, we have some food donations from families, churches, a little bit, that we pack some food bags for elementary kiddos to take home for the weekend, just to provide some extra support for them. Some families have reached out and said that they struggle. So we typically send those home on Fridays. And then I recently started a program, Mrs. Reese and I, at the high school as well, where we have gotten some donations from PPG Real Estate. They wish to remain anonymous as far as the students, but they've went to Aldi and prepackaged grocery sacks for us, food, snacks. One of them even most recently has a crock pot meal for chicken and dumplings, I think it is. And the kids at the high school have just loved it. They're super excited, like, oh my gosh, I get to take home food for the weekend. So it's been really great. And I didn't know how much of a need we really had at the high school until we started, asking a few questions, and especially with this month and how things have gone for food stamps and whatnot. So I'm glad to be able to help.
Yeah. Thank you.
We're down to comments from patrons. Do we have any comments? Yeah. If you want, you don't have to stay through the rest of the meeting if you don't want to. You guys.
We're not here for bowling,
Yeah.
so. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And
guys.
thank you for emailing me too.
No problem, you're welcome. I was very excited.
Yeah.
See you guys later.
All
Have a
right.
good evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Move on to reports on the school.
We had
Yeah.
This is what happened last time, and then y'all were frustrated, so. Diane, she'd like to talk. Morgan.
Hi, I'd like to speak tonight, and I timed it, so I should be under your 3 minutes. So I came prepared. I'm Morgan Hart. I think most of you know me. I took notes. I have 3 kids at Daleville. My kids have been here for 8 years. I've only been attending school board meetings for about the last 8 months regularly. It wasn't until we had a lot of crazy things happening in the high school. And the response from administration at that time, not in the building, was that if I couldn't not ask questions of my administration, I should take my kids to another district. I decided to pay more attention. That's 100% on me that I haven't been here for the past 8 years. But what I've noticed is there's not a lot of parents in this room. And so this has been a year of fantastic positive changes in our buildings. And I would love to see that continued, and I'd like to make a few suggestions. First, I think it would be helpful to share information about when and where meetings are held instead of printing a paper to sit in the office where parents don't see it. Our kids don't bring those home. I'm going to tell you the truth. They just don't. Post it on the daily announcements that go out from the high school. Post it on the Facebook page. Post it on the elementary PTO page. There are places you can put this information out that parents can access more easily. When a meeting date or location changes, update the schedule, post it on the school website. Put a note on the superintendent's office door. We did that in previous years, and it's not been happening for a while. There were parents at the last meeting that were frustrated because they didn't know a meeting was happening. It was moved to the high school. Those of us who want to stay informed are already busy. We're active parents. We're the ones who are at all the events. Even when we want to know, we don't have time to solve puzzles to be able to be here. We just want to be here. When parents do come to meetings, it might be helpful to have a sheet that explains procedures so that the board doesn't have to get frustrated with us not knowing what it is that you need from us to be able to speak. Just put a little note up here that tells us how we need to do that. We're happy to follow the rules. And finally, I'd like
already
to,
got it, Marvin.
because I've been paying attention for a lot of months.
Yeah.
Finally, I'd like to encourage you to seek out parent and student feedback. I believe that advisory committees are a great way to do this. Many other schools utilize this process. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. The high school already has student council with a great group of kids. You met 2 of them tonight. They're wonderful kids. They're involved in activities. They're strong academically. Take the time to utilize them to give honest feedback about district decisions, what's going well in their buildings, and what still needs to change. Saying we don't know or we never knew should not be an acceptable excuse any longer. Thanks for your time. I look forward to more positive changes. There have been some really good ones.
Thank you, Marvin. Okay, Mr. Gondel, do you want to do your report?
Sure.
Did you want to speak? No. Okay.
All right. The November report for the junior senior high school mini audit of bank statements for October has been completed. Positive news, we secured, Mr. Bendis secured a grant, George and Francis Ball Foundation. This goes with that PBIS grant, that Positive Behavior Intervention Systems. We currently have students earn Bronco bucks. They can redeem them every 3 weeks at lunch. We set up a store. They can buy snacks, and there were earbuds and different things that he's been able to acquire with the monies we've had. And then at the end of the 9 week, students who have not received a referral, we have a no referral party to recognize that effort at the end of the 9 weeks. So this is going to help enhance that. Looking at some other initiatives with maybe the yellow bag, behavior, attitude, and grades. So different things. We're going to continue to celebrate the high expectations when students meet those, and this is just going to help. So this was a nice grant that was awarded to Mr. Bendis to keep that program strong. So we were excited.
How much?
It was $4,000.
Wow.
So yeah, that's going to go a long way for this year and into next. Broncos in the community. This is exciting. I was able to watch all this happening, and I just documented it as it goes, encouraging our groups, clubs, teams, athletics to get out there, be part of the community, support the community. Our National Honor Society, they held a spectacular event where elementary age students would come in, and they'd have different stations where they go around, essentially trick or treat. At the station, they might have an activity for them to do. And then the proceeds they raise from that is being shared with a local family facing some medical challenges and bills.
Nice.
So they're going to present that to the family at a varsity basketball game.
Nice.
So on 2 fronts, they provided a great opportunity, and then they used the proceeds to help out a family. So that was outstanding. Our health class, they volunteer in groups at the alternative domestic shelter, helping prepare meals for the residents. They provide.
Is that Anderson?
Yes. They provide the food, they cook it, prepare it, and share it. Great experience for those young people, and it's well received at the facility. Daleville Boys Basketball, they donated their time to support the Operation Christmas with the Daleville PD. They were bussing tables, helping out there, which was great to see. And our Daleville historians, they raised awareness and funds in support of disabled veterans. So a lot of good things happening through the end of October and November with our young people being involved in community and supporting others. And that's exciting. The careers class, we have those career discussions, meetings with our students. And this is just a breakdown of where they're at right now. With our senior class, we have 40% in healthcare. That healthcare piece always seems to be a large number with a lot of interest in that. I think some of that's attributed to that biomedical classes we start. We just took another field trip. We went to Ball State a while back. We went to Ascension last week, where students were able to see different parts of that and occupations within. And then we do some on-site where they dissect the cow heart and different things of that nature within that class. So healthcare is up there, and you can take a look at just the breakdown of the students in that class and where they fall. Enrollments steady at 438. On the extracurricular front, the fall event season, we completed 122 athletic contests, 50 home, 72 away. We take a look at those at the end of the season with Mr. Hanson and look at just make sure we're balanced with our scheduling, where we can move things. Want to try to make it as efficient as possible, but set up a cadence with junior high, maybe trying to coordinate those on Tuesdays and Thursdays so we can get a chance to move a contest and make sure it makes sense for our students, the parents, and the team. So we looked at those, but yeah, that was a total of 122. Maddie Reese was invited and recognized to play in the 1A, 2A Junior North All-Star team. That was this past Sunday. That's quite an honor, playing with the best. So that was exciting. I talked to Mr. Reese today, said it went really well. She had some nice plays and really enjoyed the experience. The Bronco Fall Wrestling Tournament, we had 27 teams here 2 Saturdays ago. It was a busy day. We had individual champs, Kinley Keffer and Bailey Biner. Addison Gothrop scored 1,000 career points in the girls basketball. That's a nice milestone there, and became the school all-time leading scorer. Continue, she moves along throughout the season. And then the MEC conference I shared with you, we had a couple schools, Shenandoah lead, and the conference as a whole met and sent a letter of reaffirmation out that the remaining schools, Shenandoah, I should say, and Eastern Hancock had left. The remaining schools are committed to the conference, and that was a good vote of confidence. And then we are looking to add a school or two to replace the 2 that left. So that was good news. There's a lot of information out there. So we got a letter from each school with their commitment to keep the MEC strong and together. So thank you.
Thank you. We also have the elementary report, if you want to open it up so we get in.
Yeah, and I could just highlight a couple of things for Mr. Reese too. As always, as attendance on it or enrollment, just wanted to highlight that obviously attendance is important, and that chronic absenteeism is an issue that has certainly been an issue since the pandemic. So sending out letters, just making sure that parents are aware of policy and certain consequences that may come out of being chronically absent. So those letters coming out. I don't know that, but I can find out. I do know from some of my earlier work before I got to Daleville that I believe the department is going to adopt a 5x5 kind of goal, which would be reduce chronic absenteeism by 50% in the next 5 years. And so the idea is that as a statewide goal, that each school could look like, how do we reduce chronic absenteeism by 50% in 5 years? So look, really digging into our numbers at the high school, junior, senior high school, and at the elementary. And then, it's not just disciplining your way out of it, it's also trying to address and make sure we're supporting families and kids and being engaging. I mean, I think the pathway work and the curriculum that Mr. Gondel's working on is creating some really great engaging opportunities for young people. I think I shared with the board on Friday, Ms. Finley, Dr. Long, we're at St. Vincent's with our healthcare group, and those kids were having a great time learning about healthcare at a hospital. So more things like that, I think, engage kids. Certainly our CTE programming as well. So that's with chronic absenteeism. Parent-teacher conferences at the elementary were fantastic. 95% attendance rate. 503 people in person, 2 virtual, 19 phone calls, and 5 emails. So again, kudos to the elementary, and our kudos to our parents at the elementary too, the engagement level. LLJ Ministries and Secret Families, supporting numerous Daleville families. Coming into the holiday, Daleville students contributed nearly 300 items to help with the food drive. Winter program from grades 3 and 4 will be December 16th at 6 p.m. at Daleville High School. And this will be themed as a community sing, which you'll have to ask Mr. Reese what that means, but hopefully no one's gonna ask me to sing, because that would not be
Or Vicky and I either.
joyous.
No, that sometimes would be a special guest, we thought it was you.
Yeah, yeah.
Alvin.
One time they would ask that, unless they're looking to just humiliate. And then, and then we recognize Ms. Snall and Ms. Crabtree and their contributions, so thank you again to them.
Good things going on. All right. Okay, now we have items for school board discussion and possible action. You have your personnel report.
Yeah, and I would move, I would make the move. I would make the recommendation for the board to adopt the personnel report as presented. Highlights of it, obviously, Mr. Hansen's last day will be officially November 30th. Thank you to Mr. Hansen for his contribution. I know that this tenure was short-lived, but he has done a great job since he's been here, and it's been a support of our kids and our families and our administrative team. When this opportunity to move on to Shenandoah came up, as I've shared with the board, and I would share publicly, Mr. Hansen was, I think, consummate professional, came and talked to Mr. Gondel first, and then came and talked to me, and I just, again, he's making some decisions based on family, and I really appreciate his professionalism and wish him nothing but the best.
I think we told him we're not happy, but we understand.
Exactly, I said, I don't hate you,
I don't have
but I'm sad you're leaving.
to. Yeah.
And I do know those messages were important to Mr. Hansen as well.
He liked it here.
Yeah.
He did, but we understand.
Now, the flip side of that is Mr. Gondel had put together, we had a committee of 12 committee members on a hiring committee that represented parents, faculty, coaches, administration, just community members. And we held our first round, what was that, 3 weeks ago now, of,
Yes.
I think, hiring for the athletic director. We had some really, some good candidates, but Mr. Grant Fulton, Dr. Grant Fulton came to the top, and again was a unanimous number one, consensus on Dr. Fulton. He is currently employed by Newcastle, but again, this recommendation would be that he would start December 15th. As I've shared, he is willing to be here before that and help. I know he's worked with Mr. Hansen already and just work with Mr. Gondel in supporting our athletics in that transition. So, and then the other one I wanted to highlight was, again, Rhonda Deerdorf left, retired from Daleville Elementary as our head custodian. Mr. Reese held a hiring process, and Mr. Russ Dillon, who is our second shift custodian, is our candidate that are bringing forth. And so we would like to see that approved tonight.
Did you want to talk about the classified or the academic and athletic?
Yeah, and I mean, these are employees, and so obviously with the ECAs, the extracurricular, those are, the schedule is always approved in negotiations with Teacher Association, so it's nothing new, it's the positions that we're filling in these positions. And so obviously the one for wrestling is a volunteer, yeah. So I make the recommendation to approve this slate as presented.
The superintendent's recommendation that the board approve the personnel report as presented to us. Do I hear a motion?
Madam President,
Yes, Mr. Halpert, thank
so
you.
moved.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Reese. Motion's made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Carried. Now we're down to some fundraisers
Donation.
and donations.
And I,
The Daleville Shell,
yes, we have one donation from Daleville Shell, and I understand this is done annually.
it must be a good fund, $1,000.
And so these will go back into supporting students at the building
That's the
level.
most we've ever,
Seems like a lot.
yeah.
Sometimes more often than annually.
Mm.
So you're
I'm making a recommendation
to
to accept the
to accept the
donations.
donation from the Daleville Shell. You heard the superintendent's recommendation that the board accept the donation from Daleville Shell as presented to us. Do I hear a motion?
Madam President.
Yes, Mrs. Reese?
I so moved.
Thank you. Do I hear a second? Thank you, Mrs. Anthony. Motion's made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Carried. Okay, back to
Okay.
fundraisers.
We have 4 fundraisers. Class of 2031, that sounds way out there, right? Are already thinking ahead. And then the New Life Tree Farm is sponsoring one. And then Laura Wright from PPG Real Estate, Ms. Knoll already discussed that, and then Ms. Carter with Daleville Vance. Make a recommendation to accept the slate of fundraising
As presented.
as presented.
All right. You've heard the superintendent's recommendation that the board approve the fundraisers as presented to us. Do I hear a motion?
Madam President,
Yes, Mrs. Anthony?
I so moved.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Albert. Motion's made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Carried. All right. Now we're down to our goals for the 2025-2026 school year. Anybody have comments on that?
No, except me, I always keep saying, when are we gonna go in the high school and hand out some drinks, go to the elementary, since we didn't do anything, we didn't do the playground. It's a little cold now.
Not for kids, but it is for us.
Even if it is 50, it's too cold for all day.
They would probably prefer if we did like the morning drop off, you know, where they're standing out there in the cold of the morning in the fog and the rain. When I pull up with my kids each morning, I'm like, duck and roll.
Can we have for the good of the cause? Anyone have anything for the good of the cause?
Can we look at a date for this?
To do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be a nice Christmas thing.
It's on you.
Yeah, if you'd like to get in before the semester, I believe that semester finals are 17, 18, and 19. We can do that. We can, if you just let me know if the morning or
We
afternoon.
don't wanna be in the building the last day of school. I'll
What's
say
that?
I've been in enough schools the last day before Christmas, but it's dangerous.
But we can pick a day in December. You let me know AM or PM and, or morning, afternoon, which works best. We can visit
When do
classrooms.
they need us next? When are they the hungriest?
Oh, well, I think they'd be grateful at any time, so you can catch them in the morning, we can do something between 8 and 10, or if you like, lunches conclude at 12:30, we can do something between, 1 and 2. So, the afternoon, whatever. So, you let me know what works well for you.
When did you say lunch is for?
They finish at 12:30,
When did
approximately.
they start?
They started about 10:56. So.
Anything else? Dave, you have to give me the sign.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say for the good of the cause, I enjoyed the Veterans Day program. And was very happy that the kids put that on. It was very nice.
Well, and we learned about the
Folding up the flag.
Holding the flag and the table, I like the,
Yeah, I like the,
I mean, I go into the Legion a lot and I see the table, but it's nice to hear everything about it.
yeah, it's very nice.
The Historians Club puts that on, and it's all student-led, which it should, it is awesome, because they take ownership of it.
They did a really good job.
It's pretty neat too, I was telling the staff, when you look up and see the slideshow, and you just recognize those young people that are now serving, that remember when they were in 7th grade and 8th grade, and remember talking to them, watching the extracurricular, just proud up for them.
Yeah, that is
And,
one thing I noticed on the careers thing. I didn't see any that said they were considering the military.
I think there's like 4%
Was
military.
there? Okay, maybe I missed it.
There is, yeah. Always have it, we always have a.
Law enforcement had 2%.
I did that one.
So,
You guys
and we
need to
always have a
recruit
good
better.
handful of students.
Yeah, it was very nice. I enjoyed it.
I come in the gym in the evenings and weekends, and I sometimes work out. And we hear all the coaches and the teams practicing and everything, and heard one of the coaches saying, listen up, we're not gonna be disrespectful. We're not gonna be out in public being disrespectful. You're not gonna be in school being disrespectful to teachers. And somebody wasn't paying enough attention, and they got called out. I need all your attention, and he wasn't yelling, but he was very adamant that, he said, we may not win all these games, but we're not gonna be the school that everyone talks about. Oh, here comes Daleville, they act like idiots. We're not gonna do it. And I loved it. I loved hearing it. So hopefully, and it doesn't, I mean,
It's not always the kids, though.
well, he can't lecture the kids.
I mean, you can't let you.
We can't let the coaches
That's
do.
his option. He's only got the kid, the students in front of him, so that's all he can do. But I appreciate it. I like that attitude. I want our kids to be respectful, and he also said, your teachers, adults in this building, it goes for everything.
I think Mr. Gondel's got a good handle on what's going on in the high school.
I look forward to working with the next athletic director, and that starts at 7:55 when we show up on time. And it continues throughout the day by doing what we're supposed to, so we can earn that privilege to go
I
and
did hear
compete
about
after
that
school.
too.
So that is something we'll just continue and have those conversations with young people and families. And, we want excellence without entitlement. And that's
Yes.
exactly what we'll do.
Exactly.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, I think it shows as a parent, as a parent, I've heard and seen a lot of the staff, and the administrators and teachers and stuff, and I hear from you guys a lot, and I like that.
Our boys are wearing button-ups and ties on game days again.
I love it. We
That's
did that
great.
when I was in school. We
Who
dressed
is?
up on our game
The
days.
high school and junior high basketball boys.
Oh,
Yeah, they've got them dressed nice, acting nice, pulling kids, making them run extra. They're sassy. The teachers,
They
they
need
had
to.
some report, all of that. So
They need to be
it's been
respectful.
really nice.
You need to be respectful.
I had to wear a
And I
tie on
like it
game
too.
days
I agree.
You guys got it.
in high school.
I like it.
We're raising men first, so.
I had to wear a tie
And women.
on game
And
days in
my
high
boys,
school.
so.
you what?
I had to wear a tie on game days in high school.
Our boys did, they wore suits, they wore jackets, they wore suits.
What?
Have to not touch your ears or your neck.
Correct.
Yep.
I never can.
I think we're on a positive trend. I like it.
I had hair in the 80s.
I wanna see a picture of that.
I just wanted to say, I want to thank, again, as I've shared with the board, first 90 days is really focused on listening and learning about Daleville Community Schools and our community, our greater community. And I, again, every day we're just impressed. Speaking of students, I have had so many high school, junior high, even elementary students, when I'm walking through the halls, come up and say, who are you? Are you the new superintendent? Typically the junior and senior high. Oh, absolutely. But typically, they will, they will put that together. I have had some elementary say like, you're the new superintendent too. So I've had it at all levels, but I had a young man at the Bronco duels this past week come up into the stands and actually, I just candidly didn't even know his name at the time, came up and thanked me for being there. And I thought that speaks
That's awesome.
volumes of our student body when they're thinking about others like that. So and we saw these young ladies represented here tonight. So just really excited about what I'm learning from that. From again the earlier conversation, I will be putting out some surveys to again staff, community, parents, students as well. And again, it's a broad, what are our strengths, what are our opportunities, what are our aspirations for our community and our school, pulling that together, pulling that information, and then building collectively kind of that strategic vision and plan for our district. So looking forward to that, looking forward to things coming out of that. I want to thank the committee that went into hiring Dr. Fulton again. Mr. Gondel and I were on the same page, like this should be a community effort, like this should be a collective effort. And so I think we're starting to establish some of those hiring practices and processes that reflect that. Again, I would say the Veterans Day program, when you have young people leading it, we're here for those young people, so we should be youth-centered. And I thought, again, just empowering young people to lead that effort, and again, they did a great job. Thank you to everybody for continuing to support my transition. Mr. Dilk's here tonight, is doing a great job with transportation. If you don't know, Mr. Dilk goes out and drives and makes sure in the morning, we did have our first delay, fog delay, and so again, I want to thank him for his support and
You missed us that much, you came back?
and his support of the bus drivers in general. So I had an opportunity to spend a little time with his team on Friday, and again, they have a really good rapport, and I think they feel supported by him as well. So
You did a great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I'd like to add too, we mentioned earlier about advisory committees. Mr. Callahan shared with the administrative team, it's been a goal of mine to use our students and our student voice. So that is something on his radar, and I was excited to hear that because that's something on my radar that we put together, and we're able to tap into our students and hear their voice and what's going well, where do we need to improve, what do you want to see in your school. Being a small school, you have even more ownership in that, and that's exciting. So that is something that's definitely on the radar, and we'll make that happen.
We want to support you with that too.
I'm excited to see it. I'm excited for the young people.
thank you, man. Thank you.
Time, is it time? Dave?
You've got a gavel and then I'll stop.
Adjourn. Adjourn.